All right, let's do some graphing of inequalities. Today is basically shading, in or out. That's all you got to know. So write down these red red words right here. That's kind of fill out your notes, and then go into your calculator and graph this. So I'm going to go to my calculator. Got it graphed already. There's my y equals. So now we're trying to figure out whether I need to shade in or out. But before we do that, we need to actually graph this guy. So let's see where our vertex was. Looks like our vertex is at 1 comma negative 3. So 1 comma negative 3 we got there, and maybe like 3, 4 more points at most. So 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 2, 0. That's good. All right, so we got that. But since it's a since it's a less than symbol, it's actually just a dashed line. Okay. The last thing we got to do is we're set a reverses of 1 comma 3, and it opens up. I think that's obvious now. We're going to pick a point on the inside, pick a point on the outside. Now let's pick easy points. So 1 comma 1 maybe. That's on the inside. On the outside, let's pick like 3 comma 0, and we're going to plug both of these ordered pairs into there. Now we do it separately, so one at a time. 1, 1, so I'm going to have 1 is less than 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1. Now if we do all this and it makes sense, then that's where we're going to shade. We're going to shade on the inside. If it doesn't make sense, then we're not going to shade there. So 1 less than 3, because 3 times 1 squared is 3, minus 6, so 1 less than negative 3. So is 1 smaller than negative 3? No. I want to put a big X right there. Then plug in 3 comma 0. So 0 less than 3 times 3 squared minus 6 times 3. So 0 is less than, that gives me 27 minus 18. Is 0 smaller than 9? It is. So I'm not shading on the inside, I'm shading on the outside. And that's really the entire lesson. You first sketch it, then you pick a point on the inside or outside, then you shade wherever the statement is made true. Okay, so that's that. I'll do another one here. Let's go and do why not number 3. So we go ahead and graph it. So 3 comma negative 4 is where my vertex is. I'm pretty sure it opens upward. Looks something like this. It's a solid line this time because it's or equal to. So let's go into our calculator, and we're just going to kind of ignore the whole less than or greater than or any of that business. And so I'm going to have x minus 3 squared and then minus 4. So I graph it. See if I guessed correctly when I graphed. Why, yes I did. I guess mine's like not quite as wide. And then graph a couple of those other ordered pairs, 0, 5, all that stuff. So now I want to pick a point that's outside. So let's pick like 0, 0. Okay? So pick 0, 0. So 0 less than or equal to 0 minus 3 squared minus 4. So 0 less than or equal to, that's going to give me 9 minus 4. So is 0 smaller than 5? Yes, it is. 0 is smaller than 5. So that means I am going to shade on the outside because that's where it made the statement true. Now, little hint, little trick, you only really have to pick one. It's either on the inside or it's on the outside. Can't be both. Can't be neither. It's got to be one or the other. So if it didn't work on the outside, that would mean I have to shade on the inside. Now, I caution you, be careful, because if you do your arithmetic wrong, you could get both as a yes or both as a no, and so then you need to just double check your arithmetic. There's one more type of problem on there, and it's writing the equations. So this kind of goes back a little bit. For number 6, we want to use the vertex form. And for number 5, we could probably just use standard form. So y, it's a dashed line, so it's either greater than or it's less than. We'll come back to that in a second. Normally, our parabola is up like a cup. This one's down, so that tells me it's a negative x squared. And normally it's at 0. This one went up 4, so that went up 4. Last thing, pick a point. Maybe pick a point on the outside. So 3 comma 0. So 0, I don't know the sign, minus 3 times 3 plus 4. So I got 0 and then negative 9 plus 4, so 0 and negative 5. Well, since the point was on the outside, that means this statement has to be true. So 0 is greater than negative 5, right? Duh. So that means my symbol is a greater than symbol. Same thing for number 6, a little different. So y equals, we're not going to worry about the whole a thing. X minus 1, because it went to the right one. That's where we're going to say our vertex is. So minus 1 squared, and then down looks like 6. And it's not equal to, that's my bad. So it's either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Well, let's pick a point again that worked. So maybe 0, 0. So 0, and then 0 there gives me negative 1 minus 6. Well, so that gives me 0 and negative 5. Well, 0 is bigger than or equal to negative 5, so that works. That means I need a greater than symbol there. I know that went quick, but really, just got to know test point in or out. Good luck. We'll see you later. Bye.